Netcasts you love.
From people you trust.
This is Twit.
Bandwidth for iPad today is provided by Cachefly at CACHEFLY.com.
Coming up, feeling lazy, feel like hitting the couch and letting somebody else do all your work for you? We've got apps for that.
Yeah, plus Star Trek hits the iPad. Great new tools for writers and check-ins get smarter.
All that and old-timey videos finally make that iPad camera actually pretty cool on iPad today.
iPad Today is brought to you by GoToMyPC. Accessing files on your work computer while at home or traveling is a hassle, but there's an easier way with GoToMyPC. For your free 30-day trial, visit GoToMyPC.com and use the offer code iPad. And by Netflix. Watch thousands of TV episodes and movies on your PC, Mac, iPad, iPhone, or TV instantly. All streamed directly to you, saving you time, money, and hassle. For your free 30-day trial, visit netflix.com/twit. And by Slingbox, which just turned your iPad into a television. Slingbox introduces their new iPad app, so now you can watch your home TV on your iPad anywhere you take it. Check it out at Best Buy or slingbox.com. Yes, once again, ladies and gentlemen, we gather together to talk about the latest iPad news. That dancing fool is Sarah Lane.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hi, Leo.
I'm Leo Laporte.
When I walked in today,
Yes.
it's our Thursday lunch where
Tis.
we have catered lunch and everyone's in a
indeed.
better mood than they were on
Notice
Wednesday.
that? Yeah,
However, I walked in and you were sipping on a margarita.
I was indeed.
And I think that you're in a pretty good mood.
Prepare yourselves for mayhem, mirth, and merriment. It's going to be a blast.
Yay!
You know, I just want to note,
Yeah.
this is the penultimate iPad Today in this here cottage. In 2 weeks.
Yes.
2 weeks, we will be, so there's one more we're going to do in the cottage, and then in 2 weeks, you and I will not be sitting in this kind of uncomfortable, strange
Weird set.
fairyland of a set.
Set that isn't a set.
We'll be sitting in comfortable chairs from Restoration Hardware, looking at iPads on
Music
carefully
stands.
crafted music stands.
We're still kind of trying to figure out.
Okay, it's not going to be perfect.
We're trying to figure out how best to use the. We're going to try it on the living room set, which is the coolest set in my opinion.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It's awesome.
Now,
I
I
just
think-
have to figure out how to shoot everything correctly.
Well, and the other thing that's going to be a big change is Leo will not be screwing up your video anymore with my, ham-fisted switching.
You know why I like this?
Why?
Is because I don't yell at you because you pay my checks, but I will be yelling at Jeff Stewart.
You can yell at him. Is Jeff going to switch this?
Yeah. He originally was like, "Oh, I don't know, I'm an editor," but he's going to give it a go. So we're gonna.
Wow. It's going to be running.
gonna
So
try it
right
out.
now, for people who don't know, because of the way this was set up, it was really just set up for me doing a show by myself, and that's
Yeah.
why it just really is so ungainly. But it was always set up for me to do the switching because I get easily bored, so I do everything. But the new studio has a very elaborate master control hub, and the person who's sitting there will need to be an octopus. We'll need 8 hands because there's all sorts of stuff going on. It has yet to be demonstrated that a human can actually do what we're asking Jeff to do.
You have to be an octopus. He is not.
I know.
He may, I don't know, add some appendages.
He's a little grabby, I notice. But he's
I'll
not
say.
exactly an octopus. Sorry, Jeff, just teasing.
He's
So,
actually the
but
opposite of that.
this is
He's super nice and normal.
Oh, that's why we mock him, because he's actually a nice person.
Right.
Everybody else here is kind of a
Yeah.
jerk. But what we would like you to do,
Like Tom.
iPad Today audience,
Tom
is help
Merritt.
us. Tom Merritt, what an ass.
Oh.
But no, we're kidding.
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 We love each other.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's no one here I don't like, and I really mean that.
We built this city on rock and roll.
yeah.
No, we built this station, whatever this
Just
is.
another Sunday.
See, now I had some, but she did not. There's
But
no
I
excuse.
feed off of your
You're
drunk
getting
energy.
the vibe. You're getting the vibe.
It's like when you get a contact high.
Yeah.
That's what I've got. Just keep breathing.
I was
Woo.
going to, in a very serious fashion, ask our viewers at home to help
Okay,
us.
all right.
Because we need we were thinking music stand, but we need a way to kind of have the iPad sitting in front of us, maybe 2.5 feet off the floor, 27 inches to...
Something where we're sitting, we're not
and it's in front
holding
of
it,
us.
but it's not on a table
Because we
next
want it
to
in a
us.
fixed position because we'll shoot over our shoulder with a camera, but we also want to be able to manipulate it.
Yeah.
You know, this works fine because it's on a desk and it's a stand. You're doing the same thing with yours over here.
Yeah.
But we need something that will sit on the floor. So if you've got a good suggestion, we thought a music stand would work. Possibly that's what we'll use. In our chat room, Pseudo47 says, hire a monkey. That could work.
Yeah, but wouldn't the monkey kind of be wanting
Well,
to play
yeah.
and sabotage the show?
Dictionary stand. There's a. Email us, iPad today at
Twit.tv.
twit.tv. And if you've got an idea, send us a picture or something because we're looking for something that will work.
Yeah, we are. And it doesn't have to be like the prettiest solution, just something that makes the most sense for our new set, which in every way is awesome. We just have to get creative with the over-the-shoulder shots. All About Android is going to have the same problem.
Everybody is, yeah. So we need to solve that.
Anything that's gadget heavy.
Because the living room set doesn't have a table that we
Yeah.
want to put stuff on. The others, there's a round table set that has a table. My office has a desk. TNT, where you'll be working, you'll be sitting at a desk. So all of those places aren't going to be a problem. It's just that one
Yeah.
living room area, and we need to.
But we
solve
want
it.
to be comfortable. We
And,
want to
you know, you said it doesn't
kick off our
It can be
slippers.
ugly. I don't want it to be out of paper towel rolls.
No, not that ugly.
I want something that we can at least dress up to look like, you know, steampunk is the theme.
Paper towel rolls.
It just...
You know, anything but that, you guys.
No.
Come on.
No. So today, our theme.
Yes. Our theme is, you know that term, people will say it on Twitter, they call it lazy web?
Yeah.
Where you could easily look it up yourself, but you figure why not just poll
You
my
tweet
Twitter
it.
friends?
So you say, hey, I'm
say
looking
lazy
for...
web.
Like we just did. That was a lazy web.
Lazy web.
Help me find a stand.
In what episode of Star Trek did
Right.
such and such happen? And you get a bunch of answers, and it's sort of like I'm admitting that I'm being lazy right now, but this is how I choose to do it. I thought we could have a theme called Lazypad Apps, and this is for those times
How
when
does that help you?
because we are lazy people. No, this happens to me a lot. I have so many apps on my iPad,
Right.
And they're all wonderful. Well, some are more wonderful than others, but they can also be overwhelming. It's like having like the top tier cable subscription, and you sit down sometimes and you're just like, I just don't want to choose.
too many.
I just want to flip around.
Yeah.
I don't want to
many
think about it.
stations, yeah.
So I thought, well, what are some apps that help you do something like that?
Something to constrain your freedom.
Right. You just...
Yeah.
you
I have
wanna
too much.
You want to get information. I mean, I'm not talking about junk. I'm just talking about stuff you don't have to really be too active about going out and finding yourself. The best example of this by far is Stumbleupon.
Well, and that's what started this because they just made an iPad app. And a really nice one.
They had an iPad app before.
Oh.
But it didn't look anything like this.
This is so nice.
It was actually, I wouldn't say it was unusable, but it was...
Wasn't great.
No, it just wasn't an iPad app. This is awesome. So I'm logged in. You see... it gives you some suggestions of what is really good to stumble via iPad, like photos or videos or news, for example. Here are my interests. I've already told it what I'm interested in, so I've got open source.
But you did that in your, not on the iPad, but in your Stumbleupon account.
Yeah, so because I've been a
on the web.
Stumbleupon user for years. So this is something that you could build up within the iPad app, but chances are, if you're already a user, you've already got this stuff figured out. Cyberculture, internet, Mac OS, so on and so forth. Here are the people that I'm following, and that's also very helpful because the more people that you follow that you like their interests, that also helps serve up better topics for you. Okay, so if you're not familiar with Stumbleupon, I'll show you just how it works. You start stumbling. This is the upper left-hand corner. And what it does is, based on your interests and who you're following and what's good on the iPad app, it just starts giving you random sites on the internet.
This is a site or is this them thinking?
This is actually a site. It's called Liquid Particles.
Oh.
And it's just like some weird Canvas experiment that I don't know if I'm supposed to do
Now,
anything.
not everything will probably work perfectly on the iPad. I mean, this is designed for a keyboard and mouse, probably.
This is
right?
exactly anything that you could see online. These are all websites. So let's say I'm just like, I don't know, that was sort of weird. I'm going to go ahead and thumbs down it. So this is how it helps get smarter, because you can either say, I really enjoyed that, or I didn't like it anymore. Okay, so I'll go ahead and stumble something else. You get the idea. Anybody who's familiar with Stumbleupon will understand this immediately. So here is a discussion on... Oh, it looks like the
I love Stumbleupon.
principles of reason.
My kid loves Stumbleupon. He is this. Now get this. Now this Henry's
this is
16
so
and not the
cool.
greatest student in the world. But what he did with Stumbleupon, he set it to psychology, and he's been reading psychology articles on the web for like the last 6 weeks, and he loves it.
And he just kind of found it by accident?
Yeah. So and then he decided, I like psychology articles. So he told Stumbleupon, give me more of that. So it isn't just for like time wasters. In fact, oddly enough, who is the king of wasting time has really found it to be educational, which I think is kind of cool. This looks like made me think of that because this looks like something like that.
Yeah, it's actually, I mean, this is not just like mindless channel surfing at all. It's all about stuff that you'll probably end up liking,
right?
And it just gets smarter the more that you use it. Stumbleupon also, it's really good. You know, it sends a lot of traffic. If you share something through Stumbleupon, and I won't get into that too much now, but I've had really good uses with the Stumbleupon toolbar to drive a lot of traffic. I know, so I'll be like, yeah, I like this. Right on, Stumbleupon. Thank you. Okay, and so
be careful though, because you don't want to thumbs up stuff that you don't really know what it is, because pretty soon you'll get a lot of that.
Exactly. You have to be smart about, do I really like this? Do I not?
Right.
And if you're not sure, you can just stumble without saying thumbs up or thumbs down. So there's really not a lot of pressure to do anything any which way. What's also cool is you can go to your friends' accounts. Garrett Camp is actually the founder of Stumbleupon, so he's also a friend of mine. And I can see all the stuff that he likes. And I respect his opinion because he knows the service better than anybody else and obviously does a lot of stumbling. Stumbleupon is awesome. Again, they had an iPad app originally. It didn't look anything like this. It actually wasn't a lot of fun.
I didn't even know. I guess I tried it and thought, this is terrible.
Yeah,
this is really,
exactly.
Now, one thing we should point out, that it's the same sites you'd get on a desktop, so not everything will work ideally in an iPad. They don't limit it to iPads capable sites.
Ooh, that's so cool. Wow. Cattle in Argentina. This was, if you go back to the home site, like I showed you,
Did you approve photography stuff? Is that one?
Well, yeah, but you know what I did was I went under the best for iPad stumbling and just picked photos.
So there is a category that's specific.
Yeah, because they kind of want to, if you're on an iPad, they want to help you along and have the best experience possible.
So these are iPad specific sites. That's just weird.
Yeah, I don't know what that's supposed to be. I don't like it at all.
It's Picasso.
Yeah, so it's just a bunch of like weird photography stuff if you just want to zone out and do that sort of thing. I haven't run into any Flash issues.
Really?
That first site that we launched that was some sort of visualization didn't end up looking that cool, so that might have been something that's better for the web. Maybe it's some sort of like tactile thing with a mouse that's not going to work on the iPad. Otherwise, lots of fun. You'll end up learning stuff, I guarantee you.
You understand that, and so you're not going to... You know, I mean, it's you just browse around, and you know, some things won't work, but it's not gonna. It's just then stumble again.
It is the perfect app for when you're just like, I don't know, I just don't know what I want to do.
I don't know what I want.
And you will end up finding something incredibly amazing. You know what I found on Stumbleupon?
What?
Oh gosh, what was it called? Ooh, now I'm not gonna remember. It was this really cool visualizer to see what's being used in your hard drive. It was sort of like a circle. It's called something with an L.
Is it an app?
Yeah, well, it's a Mac OS program, so not even the App Store.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
Yeah.
But I found it through Mashable, through Stumbleupon,
Close.
and I was like, this is so cool. All right, so something Daisy or Lila.
Chat room might know.
Yeah, chat room might know. Anyway, the next site, and it's not an app; it's actually a site because they don't have an app yet. That I want to talk about is Fab.
Oh, we love Fab.
Are you familiar with Fab?
Yeah, I know the guy who started it.
You do? I don't.
Yeah, we've actually had him on Twit a couple of times. He started a news site which he sold to a German company. He introduced it. He helped us with our coverage of the election in 2008.
You got to be hosing me.
Yeah, and he's gone on to. He's a serial entrepreneur with some great successes. This is his new startup, and as you know, I am a Fab Prime member.
Well, you're a Fab guy.
Because I've recommended it.
Fab Prime, are you?
I get free shipping.
I do too.
Yeah, because I recommended it
50
so much.
Friends.
Yeah,
I did too.
I love Fab. Fab is so it's like Guilt.
It is almost exactly like the Guilt model, where there are daily deals. It's stuff that would be a certain price that's 50% off for a limited time, or a limited
Somebody explained
supply.
what this is all about. I can't remember who, and I should give him credit, but it was on Twitter or something. But there are, in the fashion industry, there are big name suppliers that don't want to do big markdowns in the store because it makes them look down market. But they often have styles that didn't sell well, or they're out of season and they want to move them. So these websites like Guilt have been really handy because they can put stuff there. It's kind of out of the spotlight. They can move this stuff from big name designers. And they sell it still. Well, Fab is designed around the same idea, but for design, not fashion.
Exactly. Yeah, and these sites are really popular because they sort of create a false time limit Where
Right.
it's like there really isn't a time limit. It just gets people excited
Well,
because
there
it makes
is.
it kind of a game.
You kind of have to buy it before it's off. You only get a couple of days to buy.
Well, yeah, but it's like if they still have stock, then
made
they
it
can
up.
just
I
introduce
know.
another sale with the same
I
designer
know.
in
It's
another
like Woot.
month or
It's the
something.
same. They
Yeah.
learn from Woot.
It's fun. So that's what Fab is. Well, that's fine and good. But you're like, well, what if I don't want to shop? And I just want to hang out and couch surf. I don't really want to buy
that's
any
what
of this
I do with
stuff. Well, that's fine because they have this cool inspiration tab. This is actually new to me. I just discovered this. If you click on inspiration, what it is design. Well, this is a picture of a Chihuahua, so I'm not really sure how he got in there, although he's very inspiring.
Is he for sale? No,
He's-
the curtain is probably
I certainly
for sale.
hope, yeah. Well, this is actually photos that anybody can upload online. They can either upload from their computer.
That's neat. So they're not selling these.
No, this is just kind of like, hey, do you want to feel inspired? Here's a bunch
neat.
of stuff
I
that
love
people
that.
are uploading, and they're uploading to Fab, so it's not like loading up Instagram and getting inspired by your friends' pictures of their
Right.
food or their mom or stuff like
That's
that.
not
This
so
is
inspiring.
You're right. This is much more tailored to the Fab type person, and the way that you can do this is so cool. On Instagram, so just for example, you can
I love
upload
this.
various ways.
I find myself inspired by a woman
Glenda
dressed
the
up
Good
as
Witch.
Glinda. That's inspiring.
Well, why not?
Why
She's so
not?
good.
Yeah.
She's from the north.
Glinda should have been a redhead.
She was.
Was she? I thought she was a blonde.
In the movie, she was.
Was she a redhead?
Oh, yeah. Are you kidding?
Boy, we get sidetracked so easily. on
So
this show.
easily. Like, let's watch The Wizard of Oz right now. I bet you $5.
I bet we could with Netflix.
Yeah, exactly. What you can do is, if you are an Instagram user, you can also, like I said, you can share photos a variety of ways. Upload. By the way, you can also browse by a bunch of tags if you're in the inspiration section. But if you want to actually upload, if you're like, you know what, I don't feel like couch surfing now, I want to participate. If you send a photo to Instagram and hashtag it design, it
Yeah.
sends it automatically to this little dump here, insidefab.com. So they have a little agreement with Instagram. So anything that you hashtag design goes into the inspiration area, which is
Barry's
awesome.
done a good job.
I know, isn't that great?
Yeah.
The only other
Jason,
company that I can think of that has a relationship with Instagram is Food Spotting, where if you hashtag food, then it also gets added on Food Spotting. So anyway, fab.com is a lot of fun. They don't have an app yet, but I don't think that it takes away from the experience. It works really well via Safari and probably via any other alternative tab.
Well done.
That
And Jason Goldberg is
prefer.
the guy who did that.
Jason Goldberg,
Yeah.
not to be confused with Jason Goldman.
No, who
He's
is
obvious.
the former CEO at Twitter, former guy at Twitter,
Yeah.
who's now back at Obvious. No,
Yeah.
Jason Goldberg, he sold his news company. I can't remember what this. It was some sort of social news company to Zing in Germany.
Oh.
And he founded Fab.
Well,
Did
he's
very well.
got a great thing going
Social
on.
Median. That was the name of it. We did a whole thing with
Social Median?
Yeah, do you remember them?
No, but I love the name.
Yeah.
Social Median.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say I should have thought of that, but obviously they did, so it's taken. Next, surfing. If you're in the mood to have something served up to you, is Cool Hunting. I have talked about this before on the show. What's awesome about Cool Hunting, why it deserves a re-mention, is not just because they just have a bunch of stuff to browse in a variety of categories.
Sorry, did I distract you?
You sort of distracted me. but
I
that's
was going to
okay.
play the Glee version of Friday, then I thought better.
So
of
let's
it.
go iPhone SLR mount, right? This is in the tech category of Cool Hunting. I'm just going to keep ignoring you and
Yeah,
keep
you're
talking.
probably
That's-
wise to do so.
That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
So if I go ahead and click on that, like that sounds cool. There's just this like awesome SLR mount for an iPhone that I never would have known of otherwise. There are links to buy in many cases if this is actually something that you could actually buy online. But what's neat about Cool Hunting and why it's better than it was last time we talked about it is if you're just browsing, you'll come across certain videos, but there's also a video section if you just want to watch videos. And by the way, Cool Hunting is a bunch of editors that curate all of this. So
this
is
is all
not random.
curated. See,
These are people who care.
So that's a big difference between that and Stumbleupon.
Stumbleupon.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I really like that idea of curated. I mean, Stumbleupon has its own
Stumbleupon is random.
charm,
Yeah,
but it's
smart randomness.
This is somebody with an eye.
This is like, listen, under the culture or the style tab, I'm going to give you something that's going to knock your socks off if you're like us. What's cool is now our Cool Hunting allows AirPlay. So I can watch this awesome video from Istanbul, Turkey, whatever it's going to be about, on my home TV,
Wow.
which is a lot bigger and awesomer,
That's
and the
neat.
quality will be nice.
That's really neat.
I don't know what this video is about, but it's obviously going to be something kind of cool and weird. So Cool Hunting is great. It's free. They also have a website. The website has been around for a long time. They were one of the very first iPad apps, which is part of the reason why we talked about them when the
You're
show
kidding.
first launched. Oh, it was like it was like Wired, Cool Hunting, and a few others that got a lot of fanfare
that did
because
the
they
iPad
were ready.
native.
Yeah, and I mean the app was awesome to begin with, but AirPlay really takes it up a notch because I've
this is apparently a glasses designer.
I don't know what he's doing.
I don't care.
He's
It's
a crazy
cool.
guy.
I'm
it's
enjoying
fun
it.
to watch, right?
Yeah.
And I didn't have to think about it. I just went to. I keep wanting to say
It'd
Stumbleupon.
be best if you don't at any point start to
Think about it.
Yeah.
Finally, Lazypad app number 4 is News Me. News Me is awesome.
Literally you.
Oh my gosh! Look who's bringing me a margarita. Thank you, CEO Lisa. Best boss ever.
That never happened at Tech
Thursday
TV.
just got awesome.
Larry would never come in and bring you a margarita, would he?
Nope.
No.
Wow.
She
Whoa.
She
That's
makes
a
him
kick.
strong. Yeah.
That's a kick.
Yeah. So what is News.me?
News.me is
I know about .me.
totally different.
Okay.
I think it was, gosh, who was it? I think it was in March when News.me launched.
Sounds
maybe
vaguely
it was
familiar.
April because I think I was off on vacation. That's what it was. So it was April. What this is a way to read what your friends are reading via Twitter based on the links that they're sharing. So let's say in your Twitter
So it's
feed.
like Flipboard?
It's like Flipboard, but Flipboard draws from the original sources. Unless you follow a particular person's
Like a
Twitter
news
feed.
source.
This is all built around. So let's say, well, I'm on my own feed right now, but let's
And this
say
is an app. This is not.
Ryan Sarver. He's my friend. He works on product development at Twitter, right?
I
So I'm
love
gonna
how
go
the
ahead.
icon is spinning.
Isn't
I
that
think
neat?
that's a very nice effect.
And these are all Twitter icons. Some of them might be
I'm
familiar
going to
to
download
you.
this right now.
I can't believe you haven't downloaded this yet. This is a really very cool service. I'm not sure why it's taking so long. It's probably our
this
dumb
was
Wi-Fi.
like I think this got buried for me in. It was kind of like, besides Flipboard, Zeit. Remember, there were a whole series of these kind of we'll aggregate
And
your social.
Zeit was cool too because it wanted to recommend things based
Right.
on what you're already reading. I'm gonna switch over to 3G because our Wi-Fi
we're
is
having
being
more trouble with
dumb.
that.
I don't know if it's us or if it's.
Well, this is from Bitly.
Yeah. So what this
This is the Bitly
it's
folks.
actually it's a joint effort between I think Washington Post and Bitly. Am I wrong? Or maybe New York Times? New York Times maybe. I'm gonna go ahead and turn
I'll
off
tell
our
you what.
Wi-Fi.
I'll load my Bit.me and we'll play with it a little bit. So
News.me.
News.me rather. Bit.me. Ooh,
Not
what's it
Bit
doing?
me.
That was kind of cool. Whatever
Don't
it
bit
did
me.
right there.
Well, it's at the end.
All right, so I'm going to connect to Twitter.
Okay, so now it's working
good. All right,
fine
I'll let
because
you
of
do
our
it.
because of our 3G actually works.
Sorry.
Okay, so my friend Ryan Sarver, he's a cool guy, like him a lot. He's actually going to be at the wedding I'm at this weekend. These are all links that he has shared via Twitter, but it strips out his tweet. So
Just the link.
Yeah, well, it's the actual article that he linked
Right.
to. So he linked to an article by someone named Maria Ali. It's from rocketshoes.com. And he liked it for whatever reason. So if I just click on what he shared, this is the original article. So it's not. It takes a little bit out of. It takes a little context out
I
of
wouldn't
it.
mind what he shared, though. I wonder why they stripped that out to simplify
Well,
it.
because what they're saying is, here, we're going to give you a bunch of articles based on what people are sharing, but it's about the article.
Right,
Like,
not about what they say
We're
about
telling you that he shared it for whatever
Right,
reason,
right.
but we're taking that whole, I'm reading the tweets and,
Right.
maybe some retweets and that sort of thing.
I guess it would simplify what you're seeing.
Simplifies things a lot. He shared something about Netflix, and again, anything that you click into just takes you to the original article. I love this because I don't always have time to read the Twitter can feel very cluttered to me sometimes.
Well, to me, and I have to say, I think this is a indicator of what Twitter is going to become. Now that Google Plus is out for engagement,
Yeah.
Twitter becomes a signal.
Yeah.
It becomes a way of finding out what people are talking about, what's big, what's important. And so this is actually a very good way to use it without going anywhere near Twitter. Now, that's kind of not good news for the folks at Twitter.
Right. This is.
You don't really need,
I
you just
don't.
need an
I
account.
don't think it is a replacement for Twitter because again, you're like sometimes I want to see what people are tweeting, and that's
Right,
true.
right.
Just wanted to note that it'll always be when it's your own account. Your will be the upper left hand side of the upper left hand corner of the news.me view, and this is actually an aggregate. So that's kind of cool. If you just have a little bit of time. Everyone I'm following on Twitter, this is just a bunch of the stuff that they're sharing.
So that's your Twitter stream, is if you just took all the links in your Twitter stream.
Just the links, yeah. So Peter Pham shared this link about namesake. But, like, if Peter Pham said, hey, I'm going to get soup later, I wouldn't see that in here because he didn't share a link to an article.
Right.
So these are just article links.
So I just
from
signed
people that I
up,
follow.
and what it's doing is it went to my account and saying, this is who you're following. These are people who are using news.me and a lot of really good sources. So I'm going to check all of those. And then they have featured users.
Right.
And these are people I certainly want to follow. These people. Actually, I don't like Howard.
Hillary Mason School. She works at Bitly.
She is amazing. I met her at Food Camp. Brilliant.
She was on Science Friday once talking about sort of the algorithms that Bitly uses.
Yeah,
she was awesome.
She's a scientist.
Yeah.
She also has the most amazing anti-spam formulation, and I'm trying to get it out of her, and she won't reveal.
No?
No. She's written a bunch of software. So I'm just going to say yes to all these. This is good. Shri Srivanasan.
Isn't that good? So that's
News.me.
News.me. I'm not really sure how you say
Jenna
it.
Wortham. She's going to be on Twit this Sunday.
Oh, good.
Oh, this is cool.
Another NYTer. You know,
Another
Nick Bilden
Timeser.
is moving to San Francisco?
Good, because we love Nick.
I know. I'm
he's such a
excited.
New Yorker. I don't know what that's going to be like. So I've now added a whole host of people, and now I have the news.me for Twit.
That's right. And so these are all people.
You didn't mention this. 99 cents a week.
What? That's
Yeah.
weird. I must be grandfathered into something.
In fact, I guess I did use it when it first came out, because see what it's saying here? Your trial period has expired. Tap here to subscribe for 99 cents a week.
That is so strange because I don't pay for it.
Yeah, you will. You're on a trial period, I think.
I don't,
How long have you been using it?
like, since April.
Oh, that's a bummer.
That's really weird. I've never had that.
My trial period expired.
If this is 99
you know what that
cents
means?
per week,
I
it's new
signed
to
up
me.
for this. I used it, and then I didn't want to pay for it because it's a lot. That's $4 a month. I might be worth it.
It's worth it if you like
I now
the-
remember. I said I'm going to use Flipboard because it's free.
You're silly. You're like, oh yeah, I did use this because I remember the 99 cents thing.
Yeah. Now, well, no.
Okay,
I just,
so
I
I'm
know
either-
because it says I can't watch. I can't do it.
I'm either grandfathered into some deal. I'm
Probably
not.
getting charged to my credit card.
But it's not because I look at those every week. I do. I'm not just making you pay for things I'm not using except the daily.
It says on here, sorry, Sarah Lane's already using your account.
That's not true.
No, it doesn't say that.
All right, so 99 cents a week changes things a little bit. Make sure that it's the right thing for you. But again, if you just kind of want to browse articles, it's a good way to do it. And those are our Lazypad apps. So all of the apps and, of course, fab.com that we mentioned. If you're like, I don't know where to find all that stuff, I missed
Fab.
half of what you were talking about. Don't worry about it. We'll put it all in our show notes at twit.tv/IPT. That's where you can find all our show archives
Oh, wait a minute.
as well. We record our show live on Thursdays.
Oh, is it live?
Not always with margaritas, but hey, stuff happens. 1:30 p.m. Pacific, 4:30 Eastern. If you have app ideas of your own, we always love to hear them and use them. Shoot us an
we
email
do.
at iPadtoday@twit.tv.
Because we're Lazy Web.
That's right.
Writ large.
We're Lazyweb and Lazypad.
This show brought to you by our friends at Citrix, who do the great GoToMyPC now on iPad. So if you've been using your iPad and wondering, gee, I really wish, here I am traveling on the road, I wish I didn't have to bring that laptop along with me so I could access the office. No, you just use your iPad. You don't have to bring that laptop anymore. Go to my PC. I want you to try this free. Visit GoToMyPC.com and click the try it free button. Use the offer code iPad. Now that'll put GoToMyPC on your office or your home computer. Now you go to the App Store and there's a free GoToMyPC app for the iPad. You download that and bada bing, bada boom, you're ready to go wherever you are on the road, at a hotel, at a coffee shop, even by the pool. You just fire up your iPad and you are now on your computer at work or your computer at home. It doesn't matter, Windows or Mac. You get a keyboard. You get the ability to mouse around with your finger. I mean, it is amazing. And you could do anything you could do at work. You could send and receive email. You could run any program, access any network resource. I mean, this thing is revolutionary. If you travel, if you just don't want to spend so much time at the office and you want to head for home, if you're in L.A. this weekend and you know the 405 is going to be closed, tomorrow, take Friday off. Take Saturday off, take Sunday off. You know what? Take Monday off. Maybe even take Tuesday off. Just get GoToMyPC. This is a good time. GoToMyPC.com. Click the Try It Free button. Use the offer code iPad. We love it, and I knew you'll love it, too. And we really thank the folks at Citrix who have been such great supporters. Actually, I can't tell you, but I saw something new from Citrix, and I'm so excited. So excited. But we'll have to hold that for another day because it is time for the news. Blink, blink.
Yes. Okay. So this is something that I came across by accident. That's sort of a Foursquare add-on that makes Foursquare so much more awesome.
So this is a separate program?
Separate program.
Okay.
It's it so it won't cost you anything, but it's called Forecast.
Forecast.
And it's an F-O-R-E, so not to be confused with Forecast. That's a show on the Twit network.
Or forecast as in weather forecast. It's
Or-
spelled
or
like weather
that.
forecast, but it's not
It's
that.
actually hard to search for in the App Store. Here, I'll show you. I'll have to
I
hold
bet
it
it is
this
because you
way.
find all these weather apps.
Exactly. Or if
Yeah.
you just search online, it's like the forecast for iPad sales is based on the manufacturers. So Forecast is something that you use your Foursquare credentials to log into. Okay. So I've gone ahead and done that. I've got notifications turned off, check-in reminders on. I have connected to a couple networks. I can connect it to Twitter if I wanted to tweet out stuff. I usually don't do that with Foursquare because it's kind of annoying. Okay. So here is the deal. Here's what happens is what it does is it allows you to check into places.
Which I do every time. I'm religious now about doing that. I am such a... I don't know why, but I suddenly became a Foursquare nut.
Well, it's fun. It can be addicting. Some
It
people
is,
don't
and
like
you know why?
it,
Because
but-
I was ousted. I used to be mayor of like 10 places in Petaluma, and
And
now
you-
everybody
and you
uses it,
lagged.
so I've been ousted.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the mayor of my gym, and that makes me proud because I feel like I'm
Me too.
working,
Me
and
too.
you know, it's
No,
it's-
I'm not. You know, okay, question.
Yes.
Somebody who works at the gym is now checking in, which
Oh,
of
that's not
course
fair.
she's going to get there more often
Not
than I
fair.
do. She works there.
There was a personal trainer at my gym who was mayor for a while.
Should not be
and
allowed. Did you complain?
I bit my lip, but I wanted to tell her to knock it off.
Yeah.
It's not fair.
No, because
You have to be there.
You should... Okay, I'm sorry.
All right.
Good. I'm glad you agree with me on that.
I totally agree
It
with
bugs
you.
the hell out of me.
What's nice
Every
about-
time I check in, she's there at the counter, and she goes, "Hello, Leo." And I go, "Hello, Mayor Jackie."
Oh,
I hate that.
and her name's Jackie too, just like a mayor.
Yeah.
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 I don't know.
I'm
That
talking to
means-
you, Jackie.
So what's cool about Forecast is, let's say that you and I plan to, I don't know, like spot each other at the gym,
Yeah.
and like the
I can't find this, by the way. I don't know how to find it.
it's for.
Yeah, but I'm searching. Is there an additional term I can use? 'Cause
Well, if you say
when I
Forecast
search-
Foursquare, that should
I
work.
tried that. It didn't work.
Oh, that's weird.
It's not forecast point free. It's not.
No. Do Forecast and then write in Foursquare in the description. 'Cause
Here?
that, yeah,
No, I tried that. It
Really?
doesn't. Yeah, doesn't find anything.
that's weird. Oh wait, no, you're looking at it. There it is.
That's it?
Yes.
That's a weather forecast.
No,
Hurricane
it's not.
Party Incorporated?
Download it right now. Just be
Oh.
quiet.
I thought it was it's from a company called
While-
Hurricane.
While you're downloading it, let me, since this has gotten like a really long introduction, the idea is that if you and I were, let's say that you wanted to let me know that you were going to be at the gym at 7 p.m.
Right.
You would use Forecast to future check in.
That's what Ditto was supposed to do,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
So what's cool is like, okay, let's look at my activity. Today is Bastille Day. My friend Jacob is saying I'm going to be at Taverna Aventine at 7:30. Here, look at my screen.
Oh, sorry. I was looking at my screen.
My friend Jacob is going to be at Taverna Aventine at 7:30 p.m., right?
So you might wanna hang there.
Because it's Bastille Day and people kind of go nuts.
But no, he does that not on Foursquare, but on Forecast.
On Forecast, yeah, but it's pulling all of his
Friends.
Foursquare credentials. So if I
Got
was
it.
to make a comment,
Got
it would actually move back to Foursquare once he actually checked in. And
You
what's
gotta wonder
neat-
how long this company's going to be around, because at some point, won't Foursquare do this? If it's good.
Yeah, I know. There should be better integration, but I love the idea, and I wish Foursquare would do something like this, because anybody who uses the service knows that if you go ahead and, let's say,
It kind of makes me sad.
okay, Twit Cottage. So we're at the Twit Cottage. It's like,
Yeah.
let's say I wasn't here right now. You could almost use it like as a reminder.
I'm going to be.
or
I'm going to
something.
come to work maybe 5, 6 p.m.
Yeah, 2:30 p.m. That's when I'm going to be there, right? What will I be doing? TNT. And it's like I could actually remind myself. I did this the other day just to
Right.
see if it worked.
Yeah.
And what happened was I said that I was going to be at Twit at noon one day, and noon came and went. I was in the car, and I got a notification saying, "Are you there? You should check in."
Oh,
and
that's
if you're
good.
not,
Why not?
Or maybe you want to change the time of your check-in, because it's based on one of Foursquare's annoying limitations is that you check in somewhere, and the idea is, hey, we're at the cantina,
Right.
fun time, come on over. But people need
They need
advance
some warning
notice.
because you're not going to be there forever.
Yeah. So if you do this, like at 7:30, we'll be there. It's almost like a planned cast
kind of
Foursquare hybrid.
It's kind of a sad story because Yuri Engstrom, the guy who created Jaiku, started this Ditto. That was the whole idea of Ditto. Pre-check-ins. It even tied into Foursquare. But I don't think people really got the idea. And I don't know if it's taken off. A number of people used it. This is good. I'm going to start using this.
It's good stuff.
Yeah. I kind of now it says invite friends. If I say yes, is it going to send annoying emails to all the people on my Foursquare list? Because I have, I think, 30,000.
Yeah, be careful about who you want to invite.
Maybe we won't invite all of them.
Yeah, it's actually it's in beta right now. So anybody you invite might be happy because they wouldn't be able to access Forecast otherwise. But yeah, think about who you want to invite.
And I know that I'm going to be going home tonight.
I invited you already. You
To
obviously
here?
haven't read your.
Well, I'm not on Forecast. Do I have to be on Forecast?
I invited you to Forecast.
Oh, you mean you emailed me?
Yeah.
Oh, I always ignore email from you.
Oh, well.
So, you know what? This is nice. This shows where I go a lot. It's got my favorites on here. Mm-hmm. So it's easy for me to quickly say, oh, yeah, I'll be going to the club tomorrow, 9 a.m.
Yeah.
The club. That way I can warn Jackie I'm coming. 9 a.m.
Watch it.
Watch it, Mayor
Watch your back, Jackie.
Watch your back. I'm checking in.
There's another really awesome app update for anybody who does a lot of writing on their iPad. Some of you do, some of you don't. But for those who do, you know that the app you choose is very important.
Yep.
Write Room, that's W-R-I-T-E.
Love that
Room.
program.
Me too, and it's gotten better. The first thing that it's done now is it's allowed you to add a passcode to the app itself.
So it's kind of private.
Yeah, because, you know, sometimes deepest, darkest secrets,
Right.
you guys now all know that my passcode is 1234. I don't actually write about anything of significance. But if I did, that just gives you a level of security. What Write Room now has is Dropbox Sync. Didn't used to have that.
Thank God.
So you could email it.
It needs that.
You could save it locally.
Yeah.
You could save it in iBooks or
Yeah,
that sort of thing.
that's nice.
But you couldn't sync it to Dropbox.
This
Works
is Jesse
like a dream.
Groschin's program. He's really a great programmer.
Yeah.
Good for you, Jesse.
What's neat is that once you sync it to Dropbox, and this is something that I found after I just played around for a little while, is that this is a folder that I have called Bad Book Ideas. Bad, you know, so.
Do you have a lot of bad book ideas?
Oh, so many. Yeah, I've started so many books. I just never finish them. If you want to rename folders, which if you write a lot of stuff, you want to start organizing stuff in folders, you actually have to rename on the Dropbox side. That just has to do with syncing, but it works just fine. Because I tried to rename here and it said, nah, you can't do that. You have to go through Dropbox. And so I did locally, and it changed here instantaneously, which was great. So here's just where you write, and you write about whatever. What's nice is that they've also added a new, anyone who's familiar with the keyboard says, well, there's a whole nother row there that we're not familiar with. So that's tabbing. You can move over. There's a quick keys for commonly used non-letter keys that it's just sort of annoying to have to do this all the time. So that's very helpful. They've also added a lot more robust support for the view. And everyone, writers like the things the way they like them. So if you go into fonts and colors, you just have so many more options of font type, font size, the line spacing, the colors of your text and your background. I went ahead and kept my text black, but I changed my background from a white to a nice, I don't know, ecru, whatever you would call that.
I do that too, actually.
Do you?
Yeah,
it's just kind of easier on
I
the
don't
eyes.
want a bright white. I like a little ecru. That's a good eggshell. Perhaps.
But the Dropbox sync is key, and Dropbox is obviously on a tear right now. So Write Room just got a lot more interesting.
Once iCloud comes out in the fall, that's what iCloud promises, and I think a lot of people are using Dropbox now because iCloud's not here. And I don't know what's going to happen when iCloud comes out.
I think
Presumably,
Dropbox
Jesse,
will be fine because people like it so much.
Yeah, it's not.
But
going
people
anywhere.
who don't use Dropbox are going to have less of a reason to start, I think.
Right.
What's sort of on this subject is you say, well, Write Room sounds cool, but I mean, gosh, how long would I really be writing via the iPad because it's not like an actual keyboard? I mean, how much could I get anything done? Judy Reagan on Twitter pointed us to a really cool Kickstarter project. It's the Wing Stand, and it actually takes the regular like iPad dock, which Apple sells. There's a little link, right there.
Yeah, I'll pull it up here.
That takes it and kind of kicks it up a notch because the iPad stand right now only supports portrait mode, not landscape mode, and this stand actually works both ways. And it also isn't attached.
Ooh,
It
it's
doesn't-
very simple.
It could just be a stand.
Yeah.
If you wanted it to be.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so simple. It's sort of like, what is Apple thinking by not allowing this? What's interesting is if you want to buy one of those wireless keyboards, if you just go to apple.com and order it, $70.
Right.
This guy is offering.
He's kind of cute too.
He's
like
cute.
He's a kid.
He's adorable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Kinda
probably
looks
35, but everybody under 50 looks
well,
like a kid. to me.
exactly, right. He looks younger than me, so I think he's probably under 35. He's offering one of these plus a wireless keyboard for a donation, well, a Kickstarter donation. We've talked about how that stuff works in the past for $100. So it's like, it's cool. You want to be part of this project?
This would
it
work
makes
with an iPhone,
perfect
too.
sense. Works with an iPhone, works if you have a smart case on, works with first and second gen iPads,
Wow.
works with other tablets like a Zoom or a Playbook, works with all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
And the way that the iPad dock is like once you dock it, it's stuck. Like you're either docked one way or you're not at all. This does not require the two to actually be connected to each other. The only
He's got
thing
a lot of backers already. I think this is going to happen.
I think so too. Yeah, I mean he's got a ways to go, but he also has 42 more days. I think it's great. Makes a lot of sense if you're using something like Right Room,
He's more than halfway
where
there.
you've actually just got to like seriously type for a little while. Isn't that neat?
Cool.
Yeah, good stuff. So thanks, Jody Reagan, for a good tip.
The Wing Stand. You can search Kickstarter for The Wing Stand.
Make your tablet a computer.
Yeah.
Last week we talked about Bing. We talked about the lasso
did.
feature.
Yes.
And you and I both.
We fought over the word lasso. I remember that.
We did.
Yeah.
And you said this is so silly. It doesn't really work that well. Blah blah blah.
I mocked it.
One thing that we did agree on though
Yeah.
was that like if I search for. Go ahead and search the web. If I search for Leo Laporte, here, it's one of my.
Obviously,
I
you do
search
that a
for
lot.
you
The
quite
number
a bit.
one search, okay.
Quite a bit.
Yeah.
Once we get to the search area, and I go ahead and click on your Wikipedia link. Okay, that's fine. Good stuff. How do we get back? There's no back button. Well, we were schooled by many people who
Just press
said,
the home button.
"You guys are morons.
Swipe
you
it."
just swipe it, and then you swipe it again to go back to home."
That was easy.
You can swipe back as many times as you want.
That was easy.
And then you can swipe forward again to get back to where you were.
Yeah.
So it's like a smarter browser. Carl Lund pointed this out, and he very nicely explained why we were geriatric fools and why we should know this. Not everybody was as nice. Somebody told us we were stupid and lazy for not knowing this ahead of time. And I say to him, it was a him, by the way. I'm not just assuming. He did leave his name. I say to him, you know what? If we couldn't figure it out, chances are somebody else wouldn't either.
Yeah.
So we're helping. Our stupidity helps. And that's all I have to say about that.
That's all you have to
That's a
say
Bing
about
tip
that.
for everybody out there.
We're the stupid heads.
Right.
So you don't have to be.
Yes. We got in do we want to thank Netflix.
Netflix. We should mention Netflix
Yeah.
before we go too much farther. Of course, Netflix. Some people are saying, "Hey, Netflix, you raised your price. What's the deal?" I say to you, the deal is this is great stuff.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, you can go with the $7.99 a month for streaming and choose from tens of thousands of movies. I just watched the wildest movie with Paul Giamatti called Cold Souls. I'm going to give it, I'll give it 4 stars. So now it's making some recommendations. How often do you watch fantasy all the time? Mad scientists love them. And so I think gives recommendations for other choices. These are I was just watching The Office. They have many of The Office episodes. I think the first 7 seasons. So once you pay $7.99, no DVD necessary. You just watch the shows, and you don't. The nice thing over the DVD, for instance, on this one is I can watch any episode. So let's say remember season 3 when they did the grief counseling? That was so funny. Well, actually, it's pretty funny. I could just go and I can watch that episode. See, no ads. Did I say no ads? No ads.
0.
You just watch it. I am such a fan of Netflix, and this is $7.99 a month. Now you can't complain about that. If you want the DVDs, that's a separate purchase. But I'll tell you what, you can right now go to netflix.com/twit and try it all for free for 30 days. To be honest, I still get the DVDs now that they changed the pricing. I may still get the DVDs, but I have DVDs from January. I think I'm just going to...
I feel like everyone says that.
Yeah.
Well, not everybody, but
A lot of
many
people do. So-
they like the DVD option, but they do instant streaming more often because
Have you
it's
seen
so simple.
Spartacus Blood and Sand? That's just amazing.
I have not.
Oh my God.
I have not.
Oh my God. So TV shows, Battlestar Galactica, I'm in the middle of watching that, but I don't have to watch it all at once because, I got the DVD, I got to go through it all. No, when I'm in the mood. And sometimes I'm not in the mood, and instead I'm going to watch, I don't know what, Futurama, King of the Hill, South Park. These are, just great movies. This was a good movie, the Great Buck Howard, that I never heard of, and I watched. And that's one of the things that's kind of fun. They have some obscure stuff, too. Great documentaries.
You know what movie I watched last weekend?
What?
Woman Under the Influence.
Isn't that a great movie? Gina Rowlands, right?
Yeah, Gina
Yeah,
Rowlands.
yeah.
It was a great movie, but it was pretty weird.
It's heavy.
Yeah, I was like, it's Sunday and it's sunny and I don't know what I'm doing
Welcome
right now.
to the 60s, baby. It was a depressing time for all of us.
Wow.
So now you know how your mom and dad felt. So this is Netflix. I want you to try it. Now, look, you're already a member. No big deal. That's fine. But dude, tell Grandma, Grandpa, Buddy, Joe, Sally, the guys at the office. Just please do me a favor today, this week, just one person. Tell somebody, hey, have you tried Netflix? It's free for 30 days. Netflix.com/twit. When they go to Netflix.com/twit, we get the credit, and it would be really nice if you would do that.
If Grandma doesn't have good broadband anyway, she would just want the DVD package.
She could do the
and she doesn't
DVDs.
want the both.
Some people want that.
For some people,
That's right.
it's actually nicer that they're
Right.
they're separate now. 'Cause before it was like a bundle.
I am a big fan. Right. She was paying in a way. She was paying for the streaming.
For something that she might not either understand or need
Yep.
or be able to use.
Netflix.com/twit.
So there's an Ask Leo. This one's from Tom. He says, my wife and I sit around, not Tom Merritt or Eileen, it's a different Tom, I think. My wife and I sit around shopping on our iPad 2s, and we'd like to know if there's a shared web browser where we could both be seeing the same screen and both click links, kind of like multiplayer, but a web browser. I couldn't find an app like that.
So like they both have an iPad and they're sitting next to each other?
Yeah, but it's not like remote PC where someone's controlling your iPad. You would actually both want to. It's almost like, could you mirror someone's iPad view onto your own?
No, but what you could do, and I would do
But
this.
then you wouldn't be able to be.
Right. What I would do is I
participants.
just AirPlay it to the TV set. Now, in iOS 5, you'll be able to AirPlay the browser. Otherwise, now you just use the HDMI cable to the TV set.
But then that
and
second
you're both
iPad
watching-
wouldn't be able to be.
Well, somebody's going to be in control anyway. You can hand it back and forth. You can't both. You can't. You're saying they
Well,
want
that's
like
what
have
he's asking.
browser fight? Like, no, I'll go here. No,
They-
I'll go here. No, I'll go here.
Kind
No,
of.
I'll go here.
I
That's what
think
they want to do?
They're probably going to be nicer about it. But yeah, the idea was, well, this is nice, but here, let's click over here. I think that maybe it wouldn't be as fun as they think.
Yeah, I don't. Maybe they should sit closer together.
And just kind of
And
over
just
the shoulder.
share, or put it on the big screen if you want to see more. I don't know. I have no idea of how you could.
I'm trying to think of it's very easy to see the same screen, but it's not very easy to both be able to control the screen on two different iPads.
I don't know of any way to do that, and I don't see anything from the chat room. So
No.
I
Tom,
think that's not doable.
if anyone can come up with a good way that this would work, let us know. But otherwise, Tom, I think AirPlay and just sitting there and saying "click here" might be the best solution.
And that's
as long
one
as
nice
you guys
thing.
get
That
along.
in the next iOS, which is a few months off, AirPlay will go right to the TV of your browser, so
Mm-hmm.
you can watch anything on your iPad. You'll watch directly on the big screen TV. I think actually that's going to be really great.
Oh, I use AirPlay whenever available, constantly right now. It's
Yeah,
so
I
much
love it.
fun. The Spin app, it's so much fun.
Right.
I AirPlay everything to the TV. It's great. We got a tweet from Domino College who says, just watch iPad a day. Your complaint about swiping pages not being available in the iPad calendar, guess what? iOS 5 fixes it.
Yay.
Exciting. This actually, Sean sent us a screen grab. So you see, it actually is going to work.
but
It's still, doesn't solve
it's the desktop
all-
metaphor. I mean, this
all
is what
issues.
the complaint was why do we have a wood and leather paper calendar on our iPad? And boy, you couldn't get more physical metaphor than that page turn, could you?
Right.
That really is that's a page.
So if that is something that, I don't think we were going on and on about how much that bothered us, but it was just something that's like, why wouldn't that be part of the deal? The UI should have page
No,
turning.
it bothered me.
It will.
Yeah.
Well, your woes are short-lived. Finally, we got a video from Ethan Barber who has a duh tip for YouTube fans.
Hi Leo and Sarah, my name is Ethan Barber and this is my iPad duh tip. So, when I'm on my iPad sometimes I want to listen to a song on YouTube, but I don't feel like just sitting there looking at the artwork the whole time. So what I do is I start the song I want to listen to, and then I go to the home page, bring up multitasking, and I can use the music controls because now they changed to YouTube, hit play, and my song will continue to play, and now I'm free to search the web and do whatever I want to do. If I want to, go to somewhere else, I can. And
I like that
is
page.
my iPad dog tip. Thanks for watching.
Thanks,
Cool.
Ethan.
Great tip.
This is so I tried the same thing because I was like, wait a second. So YouTube doesn't play audio in the background. Now, some people would be like, well, YouTube videos are. Would I really want YouTube running in the background? Some of our Twitch shows.
You might be listening to them, and you want to minimize
an
it.
hour-ish long. Yeah. So if we're playing the show, and you want to maybe listen, and maybe you're not going to have your eyes on it the whole time. If you try to switch, well, doesn't work. All right. So, but if you, like he said, if you go back to pull up the fast switching, you see that YouTube is associated with the audio. You go ahead and start playing it again, and then you go about your business, and it's playing in the background. So it's like a weird, I don't know, side entrance.
I didn't know you could do that.
I didn't actually know it was a problem because I don't know. I just hadn't gotten to this conundrum yet.
Yeah.
But I assume that a lot of people are probably like, God, it's so annoying when I try to play something that's longer on YouTube and I try to do something else and then the video cuts out. It's a bit of a workaround, but it totally works.
Cool.
Thanks, Ethan. You rock.
You the man.
Rock.
Hoorah.
Just a reminder that we love your tweets. We've been trying to look at more tweets that you guys send us. Your voicemails, videos are great, emails are awesome. You can do all of those things. As long as you try to get a hold of us, it's just the best because we get a lot of feedback and it helps us make a better show and helps us know what you guys want and what you guys like and what you guys want to see more of. iPad today at twit.tv is the email address. Our voicemail is 757-504-IPAD. And if you send us a video, little request, just try to link it somewhere. So YouTube.
We don't want the video.
No.
Just send us a link.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, just upload it and send us the link where we can play it easily. Ethan Barber actually couldn't figure out how to do that, so I just uploaded it to my own site on
But YouTube's
YouTube.
easy.
Hopefully that's okay with you.
You can
Ethan.
figure out how to upload it to YouTube.
Yeah, it's fine. He
And by
was,
the way,
he was
people
having
think
some issues.
if I upload it to YouTube, it's public. No, you can have it so only we can see it on YouTube. It doesn't have to be.
Well, no, he was having issues just getting it to YouTube.
No, I understand, but I'm just saying.
Oh yeah,
don't,
if you
don't
don't
feel
want
like that
something-
makes it public all of a sudden.
Right. Yes, that's a very good point. Yeah, you don't have to worry about everyone in the world seeing it. If you just want it to be the show.
I put all my hot tub videos. I put them on YouTube because I know nobody will ever see those.
Well, now they will.
iPad today brought to you by, no, not CNN.
No.
Slingbox. Look at this quality of this picture on my iPad. I can watch anything on my home TV using Slingpad. Isn't this cool? I just love it. I can record.
Developing story.
President puts
Medicare.
So here's the deal with Slingbox. Let's go to channel. I don't know what I can't remember what I'm going to get if I go do this, but I'm going to do it anyway. You know what? Maybe I'll just take it off the screen just in case.
200 sounds like a safe number.
Does it?
I don't know.
Slingbox. So how do I do this magic where I'm watching my home
watching
TV?
CNN during the show.
How am I doing that magic? It's not a CNN app. No, it's the Slingbox app on my iPad. But first, you got to get a Slingbox. So you go to Amazon or Best Buy or slingbox.com, and you can get a Slingbox. You install it into your system. You just plug it into all the devices. It's got an Ethernet connection. You plug it into the Ethernet. Now, your home TV setup is on the internet, and you can log in. There's applications for your iPod, iPad, iPhone, Android phone, laptops. You can watch any channel that you can have on your home TV, anything that you get at home on your Slingbox, and watch it anywhere. You can even control the DVR. So if I've got TV shows recorded, I can go right to the DVR. I mean, this thing is truly amazing. All you got to do is find out more by going to slingbox.com. See, I'm changing this is so fun. I'm changing the channels as we go. And by the way, the quality is super good. This is HD quality if you've got a sufficient bandwidth, which obviously I do. And we don't, I'll be honest, have the best bandwidth in the world here. So this is really slick. Slingbox.com. Let's go to the channel guide and see what's on, and I can watch anything. Your DVR listings are here. This is just so slick. Pregnant in Heels.
Pregnant in Heels.
You like that show?
I don't watch that show.
Let's
I don't have
record it.
cable anymore.
You don't have cable anymore?
No, I'm a cord cutter. Remember we talked about this?
See, well, you don't have to have cable with Slingbox.
I love talking about myself like that, you know?
I'm a cord cutter.
It's like, I'm a vegan
Oh,
cord
I don't
cutter.
do that. I'm a cord cutter.
Yeah.
Oh, you eat meat and watch movies on cable? Not me. No, I'm a vegan
You're
cord
living
cutter.
in the 2000s.
Sweet home Alabama.
I'm not actually a vegan, but I am a cord
See,
cutter.
this is the kind of stuff you're missing if you're not watching TV. Texas women.
Hey. Whoa.
Whoa.
Oh.
They love jumping in the pool
Party
backwards.
in Texas.
Yeah. So.
Oh, and Alabama, rather.
Yeah, Texas women and.
Texas women. I was right.
So basically, this is a whole the
Oh,
country
man, I
music
miss
channel.
cable.
It's just gonna be the See, this is what you're missing on channel 166. That's what you could be watching right now. But the point is, forget that. I'm watching my, the big game, whatever's on your home TV system. You don't have to pay additional fees because it's all already paid for. You just get the Slingbox app, the Slingbox at work, at home, and you're set. All right, I'm going to disconnect now. I'm going to sign off. I know I'd like to watch Sweet Home Alabama right now, but I just can't do it because it's time for...
This does not fit me.
Rap Cat. That's the biggest hat I ever got. That hat
it's 'cause it
I
was
got
backwards.
because I was going to see Charlie Daniels.
I love it.
And
You know, I feel like we should all wear cowboy hats just daily. Ooh, you got your Hipmunk glasses.
I got my hip...
Alexis Ohanian sent those two apps.
I know. And you know what's great is this hat has its own eyes. So when I'm done, I just put...
Your panda is like super
My panda's
chill.
ready for... So it's both of us, one or the other.
Wonderful.
Yeah, isn't that nice?
What a pair we are. What a pair.
It's App Cap time.
Couple of
You don't
idiots.
have to ask why we're wearing funny hats. You just have to keep watching.
Yeah, it's
like a
App
car
Cap
wreck.
time. This is where
You can't turn away.
we talk about two of our favorite apps that we love for whatever reason. Leo, well, you were just talking about Slingbox.
Which is a pretty damn good app.
It was. I was actually mocking you silently.
Why? You got something better?
Well, just because you're funny. So what I did was I actually took an old-timey video
Hey!
of
You
myself.
did that while I was talking?
Yeah, and as you can see,
You are such a brat.
Well, there's it's just kind of there. I had some old-timey options to
Oh,
kind
look
of make
it, she's got
to
grain
make the
on it.
video look kind of cool. And ooh, wow, it skipped there. The film kind of skipped. Isn't that neat?
No, I had an app just like that for the iPhone that I loved so much. It's called 8mm.
Well, this is 8mm HD.
Oh,
Leo.
you're kidding me.
So it's the very same app, but it's for the iPad, and it works
my God.
ridiculously well. So I'll show you. That was actually the video that I literally just took. That was Leo talking. So here's the interface, and it's great. Okay, so I'm looking at the front-facing camera right now, so I'm looking at myself, but you can also use the other-facing camera, so that's on the other side
The
too.
front-facing or the other-facing?
Or the other-facing,
Whichever
you know,
facing you wish to use.
the butt-facing. I don't know, whatever. You know what I mean.
Facing your butt. What you talking about?
Just go with it, okay? I'm wearing a cowboy hat. I can't be responsible.
Can't be held responsible.
What you have to choose from is a variety of views. So I'm looking at Sienna right now, but if I just go ahead and like pull down on this arrow, it gives me some like, this is the 70s. This is something called Sakura. This is X Pro, which is kind of dark and interesting. This is Noir. Looks cool. So we'll stick with 60s. I like 60s. That's kind of a neat view. If you go ahead and say record, so now it's recording. You can see we've got a little time code in the upper right. And what's neat is that you actually can manually manipulate the skips.
Wow.
Yeah, isn't that cool? So
That
you
is
can be
really
like,
neat.
wow, this is like, oh man, our old film is barely working.
Boy, I wish I could do something
You can
like
also, hey Panda, you can also manipulate the microphone a little bit. You actually have to do that before you start recording, but it gives you like a couple different options. The only thing that I would say is not perfect about this app is that the audio actually comes across pretty well, and that seems to. I put up a silly video that I shot yesterday in my house on Google Plus, and a lot of people were like, "This is awesome," but the audio is too good. It's clearly not really an old movie. It's not really supposed to be an old movie. I mean.
Well, what
pretty
I did is
obvious that it's
I
not an
talked
old
funny
movie.
when I did one. We're now here broadcasting
Yeah,
live from
I remember
1928.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then it sounds like bad audio.
But what I love about this app, and by the way, this is $2.99. So I mean, for something that looks as good as this does and works as well as this does, I think $3 is
I love it.
really,
It's
really
one of my
fair
favorite
price.
apps, yeah.
Yeah, but for that, it actually makes use of the not amazing iPad 2 camera. It's the perfect app.
But
because the video doesn't look great anyway.
The video's better on the iPad, frankly, than the camera is.
Right.
So if you're going to do anything on the iPad, use the video.
You also have
and then you have iMovie in there, and you could edit these together, right? You have access to the videos.
You also have a few different sort of like little filters that you can add on top of stuff.
You could do different eras. You're in the 60s, but you could go back in time if you wish.
Right. Yeah, I could kind of make it look really like Richard Nixon
That's
video
bad.
kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
Wow.
I love this.
My eyes
$3. I'm telling you, it's a lot of fun. There were a couple people on the Google Plus thread that I started who were like, you know what? This is just like Instagram, where you make mediocre pictures.
Look good.
Yeah. And so
I hate that. You don't have to be a good photographer or anything.
You're cheating, and the whole point is to have as good a quality as possible. Let's face it, iPad 2 camera, not the best quality ever.
It may not be the whole point.
But you can shoot in 720.
Right. That's the thing. It's a decent camera.
I sent one of the videos. I could send the other one that I just shot right to YouTube, and there's an option to watch it in HD, and it looks pretty good. I love it. That's 8mm HD. Try it now. You won't regret it, unless you do regret it, and then I'm sorry.
No, I think you'll like it. This is one of my favorite apps.
Yep.
Are you ready? Here's another of my favorite apps. Just came out a couple of days ago. Ladies and gentlemen, are you a Star Trek fan? Then you will love Star Trek Pad. Everything you ever wanted to know, coming in a convenient LCARS format. And if you're a Star Trek fan, you'll know we've got aliens, we've got ships, we've got characters.
It's really loud.
I'll turn it down. We've got loud noises. Look at this. It all does something. You know, you can click on stuff. This has, now they said we're updating it. We'll have more and more data all the time. But it's got a very nice series of articles about this is every character from every show. Here's the science
It's
and
like
medicine.
IMDb, but you're in...
Just for Star Trek.
Yeah. It's like a control panel.
And you've even got clips on here and stuff, so you can watch scenes. I mean, I have to say, they've really done a nice job. This is... There's no image available for the aging disease.
I thought there wasn't actually videos, just actually
Oh,
photos.
really? It feels like video.
Yeah, well, it's because everything else
It seems like it's
flashing.
moving.
Yeah.
I guess
I
it's
think
not
it's
like
just
it's not like
photos.
TV shows. You're right. It's not like TV shows.
It's more of like, hey, let's remember
It's
what
research.
that certain weapon was in
Right.
that one episode type of a thing.
You know, I'll be honest with you, it's completely useless, but it is so cool to have this on your iPad, don't you think?
Totally. And you know what it also does?
Right.
If you leave it for about a minute, it goes into like diagnostic mode.
Right.
So you see the ship and it's like making sure that everything's working well. It's a silly little app, right?
Oh, it's completely silly. It's a little expensive at $4.99, but boy, you know, if you're a Star Trek fan, this is heaven on earth. The LCARS interface on the iPad, it's kind of what the iPad was made to do.
A couple of people in chat are saying, listen, it's Star Trek. It's just cool by default.
Right.
And that's why people will like this app, because it is awesome. I mean, there's so much information. Many people who are true Star Trek fans already know a lot of this stuff.
Oh, but you know,
But I
there's
was looking
always
for
that
some
little
obscure
Yeah, there's
things.
always that little, you know. So you've actually played with this.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You're a Star Trek fan?
Before I knew that this was going to be your app cap, it was going to be mine.
Oh no, really? Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, I had 8mm too, so I was like, I had two really, really good ones in my back pocket, so this works out well. But no, I'm not the biggest Star Trek fan in the world, but
I'm waiting for
I'm
it
enough
to go
to
to
want
diagnostic.
this.
Oh, here it goes into diagnostic
yeah.
mode.
Yeah, you have to leave it for like a minute.
Yeah,
And it does a system scan.
This I would just
It's
leave
checking
it
its
here.
warp core.
Just leave it on your table.
Or just
put it on your
core.
coffee table.
Yeah.
Maybe Uhuru will show up.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Lieutenant Sulu.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
good stuff. The only thing that bothers me a little bit is if there's a way to mute the sounds, I can't figure out how to do it. I tried to look through settings and I couldn't
Why
figure
would
that
you
out.
not want it to make any sound?
Well, I mean, if you were actually researching or you really wanted to spend some time reading, this sounds might get a little
Can you not
old.
just turn off the audio?
Well, you could, but it would be nice to be able to do that within the app itself rather than just actually mute your iPad.
Because I'm sure I could just like that and then.
I agree.
quiet.
The sounds are awesome.
I think it's fairly quiet
I just,
at this point.
I don't know. What if you're in a library and you're
Well, so you
and you're
turn the
reading?
sound off.
Okay, fine. I guess I'm just asking too much, as usual.
No, you're asking too little because
$5 for Star Trek fun.
it's a little pricey. That's the big negative. But if you're a Star Trek fan, you're gonna spend the money.
$5. That's
You're
two
gonna spend the money.
coffees. It's all good.
By
Leo,
the way,
we've come
the
to the
ship
end of
is
our
fine.
show.
Just want you to know.
Oh, good. I'm
We've
glad.
passed all diagnostics. Are you ready?
Yes. I'm ready to blast off.
We're going to warp 11.
Ooh. All right.
We are done, folks. Thank you for being here. We do this show every
Thursday,
I had to check.
1:30 p.m. Pacific.
With Sarah Lane.
And Leo Laporte.
And me.
Yeah. And if you missed the show, don't worry. We put them all up at twit.tv/IPT. We're also on YouTube.
We are indeed.
Yeah. We're everywhere.
We're everywhere you don't want us.
You can't
get away from us. We
I
thank
read
you for
some of your
joining us.
bad iTunes reviews. I know how much you hate us. We're not going
No.
anywhere.
Are there bad iTunes reviews?
There's like 3. Most of the we have like 5 stars across the board. Everyone is very nice on iTunes for the most part. But you know, the people who want to complain sometimes complain the loudest.
Somebody said nasty things about this great show.
Well, I think
is
that
it
they
the
have
hats they
mental
don't
problems. No, I think that they might be a little
angry.
confused. You know what I mean?
Angry. Hey, thanks for being here. We'll see you next time.
On iPad today.
Oh, set phasers for stun. Onward.